Ski Studios in the house. How do you like that? The light in the dark. Here we go. Hey, right? Life, man. Life been crazy. I got, what's crazy is like, I got a couple friend requests from people that, like, I've had issues with in the past. And, what are you going to say, dude? It's crazy because serious issues. And, one of the dudes broke into my father's house because I let him and his girl use the bathroom, stole his PlayStation, stole everything from him. I ain't gonna put his name out there, but I at one point I did a video on him, and then I just took the thing down because I'm like, I don't want to be starting issues with this. You know what I mean? Like, I swore, dude. I swore to the Lord that I was gonna take every single tooth out of his head at one point. And I talked to my spiritual advisor, and he told me that it doesn't matter that if you swore to God, because God wouldn't let you do that for a sin. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie, like, I really would have did it. But I guess, like, something happened to him, and now, like, he's in the hospital and he doesn't remember anything. And he sent me a friend request. It's like, it's kind of crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like, he's liking stuff on my page, dude. Like, bro, you don't remember pulling the on me, dude, when I went to fight you? You did that to me twice, man. But anyways, right, I got a story for you guys. It's weird because I think about, like, the stories, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in recovery now. Should I be talking about this stuff? But you know what? This is my channel, and I can do what I want. Anyways, right, back in the day, right, I was, like, seeing this girl a little bit. And, like, she had a spot she was living in. And, she was on, like, I don't know, SSI or something, and I used to chill with her. I was friends with her for a long time, but then, like, I started seeing her a little bit, you know what I mean? She wasn't my girl, but, like, I'll be honest, I cared about her, but, like, you know what I mean? It wasn't no, like, committed relationship or anything. She was beautiful. Girl was beautiful. Skinny, nice body, like, straight up, dude. She was, like, beautiful girl, but, she was crazy. And, like, I was crazy, too. So, like, I can't sit there and say, hey, this girl was crazy. Because I was crazy, and I like crazy people. As a matter of fact, I like people that are so crazy because it makes me feel better about myself. Especially when somebody's, like, using. You know what I mean? Like, so anyways, right? It was actually the same place where I got stuck. You know what I mean? With that right in my side and my intestines and all that. But, this house, right? Like, all my friends used to come. And over there, and anyways, like, one day, like, we're partying like we always do, get some Bud Lights, because I drank Bud Lights. Yeah, I know Bud Light, like they say, what's Sex in a Canoe and Bud Light have in common? They're both close to water. And I'm gonna tell you this, I love water. You know what I mean? Like, I love them Bud Lights. Like, that was my drink, man, Bud Lights. And now, like, it took a turn for whatever it did, but so anyways, like, we're partying, this and that, I was obviously using. I wasn't on that downtown Julie Brown yet because I didn't get stuck yet. Because once I got stuck, I didn't go back to the house. You know what I mean? I might have quickly, but not really. So that's how I know it was before that. So this is probably like 2010, 2011. And so we're chilling, whatever. And I end up falling asleep on the couch. You know what I mean? Because I slept on the couch, whatever, dude. So I wake up to, boom, blood is just pouring down my face. And I'm like, yo, what happened? What happened? And friggin', she's like, oh, you fell. Right? I look, and my forehead is flapped like this, like straight up. I don't know if you could see it here, but I have a scar that goes like this, right down to the, my eye almost went out on this one. And I go, what happened? She couldn't give me an answer. And the truth comes out, we ended up, I went camping with a friend, and she came too, and we were drinking again, and she ends up admitting, you ever hear of that computer dust cleaner? Oh, you guys get to see me blowing my breathalyzer, because that's what that was. This is the thing I got to deal with every day. This is what happens when you get DUIs. Yeah, so she was hallucinating, and I don't know what she thought, but her first thought was to pull out a little piece of metal and flap me open, because I went to the hospital and they were like, they said, what happened? And obviously, dude, I'm not gonna say anything, which I really didn't even really know, but I knew it was something because I didn't fall. I was sleeping on a couch. I wasn't even on the floor. You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't know. And they said, oh, if you don't know, then that means you must have did it to yourself. And I hope I didn't do this one before, because now it's like, dude, see, I don't remember. I have bad memory. They're like, you must have did it to yourself. I go, I didn't do it to myself, because the police came and everything. Oh, what happened? Who were you with? And I'm just like, I'm not saying nothing. And they're like, you must have did it to yourself. We got to put you on, see, you get weird with this stuff, on a live watch. Because they think that I did it to myself, which I completely didn't, obviously. And if somebody was going to do something like that, why would they disfigure their face? Because it's weird, because right now you can't barely see it, but I had staples going down to here. And everybody was, like, back then, everybody was calling me Bride of Chucky, because if you remember that movie, the face was all stapled. You know, the doll. It was all stapled right down. And, so I'm like, I didn't do it, right? So they're like, oh, well, you're on a live watch, so now you can't leave. And I'm like, bro, dude, they forced me. They had the police there. They forced me to get into a Johnny, and they took my stuff. My phone, though, I left at the house. You know what I mean? It wasn't like one of these computer phones like we got now. It's just a regular phone. You can text and call on it. I think it was a flip phone. I can't even fully remember. So I'm like, I got one out of there. They're like, you have to do an evaluation. You're going to have to be here for like 24 hours. Bro, I'm not, like, so whatever, right? So I'm sitting there. As soon as I get I just acted like everything was fine, because you know how you got to do. You get more flies with sugar than you do with vinegar, so you got to act nice. So I'm just acting like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna save. But in my mind, I'm saying I'm not. So, you know, they got the security guard sitting at the end of the bed. And after a little bit, you know, you're talking, going back and forth. As soon as he leaves, boop, I run out of there, right? I go outside. Dude, it's freezing winter. I got a Johnny on, and I'm miles from anywhere that I can go, like any of my friends' houses. Because this is like, it's in Haverhill. Haverhill's a city, but it's got parts that aren't near the city because it's pretty big. I'm like, damn, I am not making this. So I ran back in and I grabbed the phone, because back then I remembered some phone numbers. You know, nowadays we don't remember phone numbers because they're all on our phone. And I did have a phone back then, but still, you know what I mean? Like, I remembered some because it was on the time where everybody didn't have a phone, and, you know, everybody still had numbers on pieces of paper and this and that. We don't do that no more, do we, huh? We're in the future, baby. So, I run back in, and I duck into a little office that no one's in, and I use the phone. Dude, all of a sudden, the door opens up, and it's a cop. And he's like, hey. And I go to run through him. He grabs me. They friggin' inject me with something. I wake up strapped to a bed. Thanks, girl, because this is what you did to me. I didn't do nothing, and now I'm getting strapped to a friggin' gurney, bro. I was ripped. You know what I mean? Like, I got stuck there, dude. I missed work and everything. And, they did that because they want you to force you to, like, give up whatever the hell happened to you. And even then, I didn't even know what happened to me, but I wasn't going to bring any, say stuff, and then the police were over there. And I kind of got a double story for you, because this is like me being a scumbag, you know what I mean? Like, this is like a scumbag thing. And the kid that hit me up on the second friend request that I wasn't cool with, it was my fault. I admit it was my fault, but there was some stuff, and you're going to hear it, right? So I had a friend, right? His name was Matt, and he lived in this house. And we used to drink and party over there. But it was like, you know, it was kind of like a flop house. Like, people could just come over, and whoever stayed there could just stay. So, you know, we're drinking, we're partying, whatever, playing music, whatever the hell we were doing. Probably a little nose candy or something. And, he left probably to go hook up with his girlfriend, right? But while we were partying, right, he tells me, hey, I don't care, I'll use first names because the thing's true. He goes, hey, this dude Dave, right? He, when I was with my girlfriend, you know, getting a little close to her, he was like peeping through the door. So like me just hearing that and then me drinking, like when I drink, like, and I'm drinking a lot, I really go like out of control. And I could like do anything. And so anyways, we're drinking and he ends up like leaving and he's like, hey, you could stay here. But like I'm not even ready to go to sleep. And nobody is in the house. That dude Dave, I don't know where he was, but he wasn't there. Well, I went into his room and took like his gaming system. I can't even remember what it was. You know, it was like I don't know, PlayStation or Xbox, whatever the hell it was. And I took it and I left and I brought it to another friend's house. And then like when I got to the friend's house, I realized like, no, I went to sleep over my other friend's house. And I wake up and I'm like, I kind of felt guilty about it, honestly, because when I was drinking, I don't feel guilty about nothing. So I just left the system over there and just left and went home. And the kid, I'm sure my other friend, because he was friends with Matt, went back to Matt's house and friggin' gave him the system back. And obviously he said, you know, it was me that did it. So that kid Dave was ripped at me. And it, like, you know, over the years, we've gotten into arguments, this and that, but it's just kind of funny that the kid hits me up on Facebook today, you know? I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't accept either one of them. My page, I have a lot of stuff on my page publicly, you know what I mean? So they could see the stuff, and they could even see these videos. For all I know, he's watching the video, but, like, you know, when people are drinking, they do stuff they probably wouldn't have done, and maybe he would have been like that, but that still is a little bit on the verge, you know? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just going off what somebody else said. I didn't even see him do it, but you know what I mean? Like, when I'm drinking and somebody says something bad about someone else, I kind of don't forget that, and, like, I would look for a reason. That's my reason to do something to them. You know what I mean? Like, I was a scumbag, man, and I left and I felt guilty, and then it turned into a thing, you know, and honestly, man, I feel bad about it. So if he does listen to this, I am sorry, man. I don't know what you did or whatever. That's just what I was told, and I don't know, man. Like, it's weird because I do videos, and sometimes, like, you know, I think about a lot of the political stuff, but yet, like, I don't know, because it turns a lot of people off, and you know, some of this stuff ain't to be played with. Like, if you look at what's going on in Iran right now, like, it's like, man, do we need this? I was against all the wars. You know what I mean? Like, unless somebody's gonna get us, you know what I mean? Then screw them, you know? Then screw them. But I wanted to pop in with you guys, say hello, and show my face, because I'm still alive. I'm still going. I'm still clean. Which is literally unbelievable. Every single day, I'm like, man, I can't believe I'm actually clean. I was just talking to my stepmother, and I was telling her, like, pretty much, like, I feel like I'm living in an ulterior motive, like a friggin' ulterior dimension or something, you know what I mean? A computer. You know, we're living in the mainframe here. You know what I mean? Like, somebody unplugs my mainframe, like, you know what I mean? Like, Matrix, it's over. It's over! You know? I don't know, man. I hope this one's good. Whatever. I said a couple people's first names, because usually I'm like, oh, it was A, it was B, it was C, it was D, you know? I don't know. It's first names. These people are from a long time ago, and, you know, the only people that will really know who they are is the people that were there. And I don't, you know what I mean? I know the other kid, Matt, has watched my videos in the past, and, you know, I don't know, I don't know, man. I was just an a-hole when I was out there, and I, like, you know what I mean? Like, I still got an attitude, but I'll be honest, like, I don't do any of that stuff anymore, man, and I thank God every single day that I'm alive, because I am a Christian. I ain't afraid to admit it, you know? Like, I don't know, at one point I was afraid to admit I prayed, man, but I pray every day, man, and I'm just here to let you know, if I made it, you can make it too, man. God bless you all. Ski Studios. Hey, support your man, because I support you. Hit like, subscribe, comment. Please hit the like, because if you made it this far, you definitely should hit the like for my video, because it really helps. You know, you want me to keep making the videos? Hit the friggin' like button. Alright? Sucker! Now, you ain't a sucker. You listen to my station, you ain't no sucker. Alright? We're like this, kid. Alright? Have a good day. Peace.